Hey,
Ah,
reviews!
back up in here, yo.
And I just got back from watching.
We did a review, that's why.
That's why. MFKZ. I know a weird title, right? And it does stand for what you're thinking it stands for, but they can't put that in American theaters, so it's MFKZ. Now, this one's a little different. Ian went to go see Bad Times at the El Royale, and I went to go watch this one because it was limited release, only the 11th and the 16th. So I figured I'd go check it out so we can give you guys two reviews. Anyways, right into it. This story centers around Angelo. Technically, Adryan is like an all-black character, really big bug eyes. His best friend is a flaming skull. Walks around normal. Yes, you probably want to ask yourself that question is like, really, what kind of world is this? It's an animated one, and it's pretty cool. Very artsy, good direction, and it kind of pokes a little bit of fun at itself too, because halfway through they kind of break the fourth wall, and Angelo and Vince, the two main characters you see all the time, literally say that. They say, "Hey, how does he breathe? How is he even alive? I mean, isn't he basically just like a skull on fire?" And so it kind of pokes a little bit of fun at itself. There's even a scene where that show like the men in black show up, right? Yeah. And they're like, "Who are those men in black?" And it pops up literally the words on the screen. And then they're like, "Who are the mysterious men in black?" And so there's different little sequences that take place like that. Overall, the plot of this one, it kind of goes along the lines of like, have you ever seen heavy metal?
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like that, but it has a lot better continuity as far as the story goes.
Okay.
Now this director, he worked on Gotham Knight, Batman, animation style, so really nice. He also worked on Akira, very, very popular in the anime world. And one other one too, kind of escapes my mind. Tiki something or other with the K or T. But basically like a hide and seek, I think is what it stands for in English. At any rate, basically, do I think the characters were done well? Yes and no in this one, because you can relate a little bit on the characters, but there was probably a little bit too much profanity. Like, you can clearly tell this is a dubbed version of whatever the original language was. And I don't know why they chose to kind of like have the additional profanity instead of actual terminology of what they're saying. A little bit too much for my taste. Some of it's, I think it works, good comedic timing. Some of it kind of unnecessary. Voice acting is still really good though in this. Like I said, the animation style, pretty cool. It switches between super stylized and every now and again it throws in 3D renders.
Okay.
Which kind of cool. So there's this pretty awesome car stunt scene, they're on the freeway fighting, and the dude he's throwing ice cream out of the back of the ice cream truck because they steal an ice cream truck, because obviously that's what you do. Yeah. We need to get around. He's still an ice cream truck.
There you go.
And he's like, "Slow him down," and he's like, he literally starts making ice cream cones, and I'm like, "Oh, I mean, do what you got to do, I guess." Yeah. So he throws it, and the guy's like, "I can't see." And he's like, "Put your wipers on, you idiot." So he puts them on. Car hits, boom, and it turns into this pretty awesome looking 3D car scene where the car flips, smashes, the guy's getting ready to get out, and a semi truck comes and plows him through, which causes this massive car pileup. Pretty cool looking.
Okay.
So there's chase scenes, there's lots of shooting. This probably would have been better served, I think, maybe on a Netflix platform.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna do really well in theaters just because.
Well, it's only 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. I don't know if they're doing this as a run to see if they should release it worldwide. But definitely, I think it should be on some type of streaming service. I think more people will be able to see it. It'll get more exposure.
Yes.
I don't think this is something that's going to be for everybody, nor do I think this is going to be something that people would go see over, say, Bad Times at the El Royale.
Yeah.
Just because it's not something that is for everybody. Overall, I give it about a 3.
Okay, 3's not too
So
bad.
3's not too bad. Like I said, I don't know if it's for everyone because there's like there's evil, which they show in here. They don't do a really good job of explaining exactly how the evil got here, or they do go on to describe what its purpose is, but they don't really say like how it got on Earth.
Okay.
And then they do a good job of explaining kind of how our protagonist Angelo, how he's supposed to be like the key, but not really how he is supposed to
so
stop
there's
it.
a lot of kind of plot holes throughout the movie.
Yeah, so it kind of seems like they're building, like they're hoping that like you'll be interested enough to
But
where
they'll expand on the
maybe they'll
universe.
expand on it or something. Maybe they'll turn it into like a mini series or something. I don't know. But it definitely probably could have been. I think overall it would have been better had they filled in those potholes initially.
Was there any like slow moments in the movie, or is it just all action? Or
Yeah, so there are. It does pick up a little slow because what they try to do is they try to build a world to make you understand that like, hey, this is Dark Meat City.
Okay.
The name of the place that they live in, and they live in New California. Okay. So this is kind of like an alternate animated world where like kind of like Ronald Reagan, I think is still president, or no, not Ronald Reagan. Oh, what's his name? No, it is like Ronald Reagan. I think it's Ronald Reagan, or maybe like the first George Bush Sr. I think maybe who it is. But basically, it takes time in like that kind of realm because there's no mention of like they don't show cell phones or anything else like that.
Basically, early '90s. If you're thinking that roughly.
Maybe like early '90s, maybe late '80s. Okay. Yeah, because there's no like all the cars are older, so heck, it might even be early '80s because they don't show any like new type kind of cars. And like I said, it's kind of like an alternative, almost kind of reminiscent of like Watchmen. Watchmen kind of takes place in that era, and shows those type of vehicles and what have you. And it just kind of goes a little slow with like his life, his backstory. It kind of takes a while for it to ramp up till you get to that. And then even when you start telling you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, are you going to tell us more about that? Because that was interesting. And you're not. Okay. Back to the movie. So it kind of leaves you wanting more, but then after a while you kind of wonder like, why did you care in the first place? Because it doesn't pay off all of it. So that's why I'm giving it a 3 because it is good, but I don't know if it's good for everybody. Okay. Right. So it might even be a 2.5 for some people. So as I said, Netflix platform, something streaming, probably the better way to see it.
Okay.
Don't know if you need to see it in the theater at all. Even if they were to make this a nationwide engagement where you can readily go to the theater instead of on specific days. So yeah, I will do spoilers on another video because oh my gosh, there's a lot going on in this film. Okay. A lot going on for spoilers. We'll just say that I'll talk about powers. The evil where they what they're doing here. His friends, they do a good job of splicing the trailers, so they try to bill it as like an action superpower adventure. Yeah. It's much more toned down than that, though. So it mostly reflects upon the main character Angelo and like his development technically. Okay. So, but they try to make it seem like it's an overall superpowered like fight anime from the trailer. Nope, not that. So that's small spoilerly, but I don't want you guys thinking that that's what it is. If you go in not expecting that, you'll probably enjoy it a little bit more. Okay. But I was expecting that because that's what the trailer showed me. All the trailer showed me, and that's not exactly what I got. So I was a little disappointed. When the movie was over, everyone kind of walked out of the theater and was like, not bad. Yeah. You know. So heads up, just in case you happen to go watch it. Next week, I think, is the only other time Tuesday, it's going to be playing.
Yeah. Oh, in Arizona.
In Arizona, anyways. It could be other times out there in across the U.S., but here specifically, it's only the 11th and the 16th. So with that, like, comment, subscribe,
share to everybody.
Don't forget to hit the bell, like everyone always says, ding, ding, ding. That way you can get notified anytime we, AI Reviews, post videos for you to check out.
Yes.
And see what you should watch this weekend. Or give you an idea of what not to watch this weekend.
pretty much.
And again, thank you for all the love out there. We really appreciate you. And we're out. Peace.